Hey everyone, welcome back to Live to Learn. This is Doug Montezella. Thanks for tuning in. Today I want to talk about the case for buying a house. So if you caught one of my earlier videos, I set a goal for myself this year to buy a house. And there's several primary drivers that led me to make that decision. And I actually did it. I'm closing on my house end of November. So I'm really excited and I want to share with you the tips on why I had to act so fast and why I thought it was important. So one of the biggest things to understand is realize that the current federal interest rates are extremely low. They're practically at all-time lows. And what this means, having a low federal interest rate, means you can lock in much lower interest rates from lenders. So when you go to get a mortgage, right now as it is, you can get a loan for put a down payment on a house. Your mortgage interest rate can be as low as 3.65%. And this is only going to go up. The reason you're probably asking yourself, why is the federal interest rate so low? Because of the 2008 stock market crash, the federal government reduces their interest rate to help the economy get back on its feet and promote business and people taking out loans to help spur the economy again. So as things are starting to pick up, as we see it in the stock market, everything is. Companies are doing well. So that interest rate is slowly creeping up, and the federal government has plans to raise that a quarter point to a half a point every couple of months or so. So this means that you're going to be, the longer you wait, the higher your interest rate for your house is going to be. So with that interest rate right now being so low, at 3.65, if you put 20% down, that's pretty low. And there's no pressure to really pay that off because we know the stock market can yield us around 8% returns. There's no reason to put all of your savings in your house to try to pay it off, because if you let that money sit in the stock market and just pay off a 30-year fixed mortgage, you can just relax, because that's not, you're going to make more money having your money in the stock market than paying off your house. And there's also, with the low interest rates, there is less incentive to have to put 20% down. So if you put less, say you're really looking to buy a house and you want to put 5 to 10% down, your interest rate will still go up a bit because you're not putting the full 20% down, but you're still able to lock in at a relatively low interest rate. Probably around 4.1, 4.3, depending on where you are, which is still an exceptionally low interest rate for a mortgage in the big picture. To put it in perspective, in 2008 and before, early on, you were seeing interest rates on mortgages as high as 8 or 9%, which is crazy. So it's important to understand, in the grand scheme of things, that 4% that you might pay, put 5 to 10% down, is going to do you big favors locking in at that price on a 30-year or 15-year fixed mortgage. So another factor to think about. Another important thing about having a house is you build equity. So if you're currently a renter, all that money that you're putting towards your rent, you're not getting anything in return for it. And building equity in a house, you're paying off your interest as well as a little bit of principal as you continue to pay over the term of your mortgage. And this is sort of a simple way to think about it, is you're forcing yourself to save, because you're paying every month your mortgage, and part of that is going back into your own pocket. And it's a nice way to think about it. It's less painful paying off your rent every month, because some of it's going back in your pocket, and it's important to understand. You can also, if you buy a 2 or 3 bedroom house, you open yourself up to the possibility of having rental income. And there's a whole other slew of important tax benefits to having your house as a rental. You get to deduct depreciation on your property, which is another benefit comes tax day. So it's another way to make income and have people help you pay your mortgage, and you can pay it off that much quicker. And one thing I'll last leave you with is, during my home buying experience, there's one tip I wish I would have thought more about. So it's the importance of, when you select your realtor, make sure that that person is representing you and only you. Because I used a realtor that was, it's called a dual agency. So she was representing the seller as well as the buyer. So can that person really have your best interest in mind? Not necessarily. But not to say I got a bad deal, but you want to make sure your real estate agent is only looking out for your interests. So make sure you're clear and develop a good relationship with your realtor and feel them out for how much experience they have in the specific area that you're looking for your home. So hopefully this stuff makes sense for you guys, and stay tuned for more. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel right here. Take care, guys.